Welcome to The Editrix, the podcast where we talk about satire, writing, and niche stuff like Jeggings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our podcast.
Woo!
Woo!
We're joined by the editors and a social media coordinator of the Belladonna comedy. I'm Katie Malatesti. I run the social media for all the stories daily.
I'm Kristen Mulrooney. I can say confidently that I have been an editor of the Belladonna since about 2021.
I'm Heidi Lux. I am also a managing editor of the Belladonna comedy, which I've also been doing since 2021.
I'm Emily Cap. I'm the third managing editor, also been on since specifically June 2021.
I should say I've been on for a year. I forgot to say that. Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Yay, thanks for joining.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about what the Belladonna is next.
The official mission of the Belladonna is the Belladonna is a comedy and satire site by women and other marginalized genders for everyone. That's the basis, but to us, it is so much more.
It's like the sleepover of satire sites. It's like a fun place where you get to let your hair down and laugh over horrible stuff like sexism and etc.
All that stuff.
Sexism, bad genes, etc.
And we thought it'd be fun to do this podcast because that would be fun to come together to talk about comedy writing and how it can feel isolating at times. We wanted to come together and like form a community, not just on text, which is fun, but also do this as well. Maybe like get others to reach out to each other as well, find common ground.
So we're going to be chatting about satire writing tips, the ins and outs of online humor writing that you don't really get on other podcasts. So I think other podcasts are a little bit more geared towards other types of writing. So we're filling the gap in the market, if you will.
I'm ready to talk about jeans.
Let's talk about jeans.
I'm ready to talk about jeans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. How much time do we have?
Yeah, as much as we need. Just want to say Kendrick Lamar's, I want to say flares were beautiful. That's all I want to say. At the Super Bowl halftime show.
I think they were perfect, and I think all men should wear those jeans exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's really any reason for there to be other jeans aside from those.
They should get, are you saying they should get rid of all the other, like, the boot cut, the straight?
I hate a boot cut. I hate a straight. I don't want to see a man in baggy jeans. I don't want to see a man in skinny jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Put on some flares.
Oh, man, the worst thing I've ever seen is like on reality shows when the guys like have, because these are just average people wearing their own wardrobes that they brought from home, and they're wearing like the jeans that look like they shrunk in the wash. They look like they're wearing like my jeans from like 5 years ago, like just squeezed into them like sausages in like a casing that's not big enough for how much meat there is. And it's the grossest thing. Just wear regular pants. Like there's no shame. It doesn't make your muscles look bigger. Like it just makes you look like I don't know, like a ballerina.
You know, my least favorite jeans on men is when there's like embroidery on like the butt cheeks, or like, is this a Midwestern thing? Or like you know, like bejeweled, you know, like
Ed Hardy.
Like like Ed Hardy.
Yeah, like Ed Hardy, or like a, it almost looks like they want to be Southern. I really don't appreciate an embroidery on the pockets.
I don't know if I've seen that since like 2008, to be honest.
Yeah.
Come to Michigan.
Oh, really?
Oh, probably.
I still personally really like skinny jeans.
Yeah.
For myself, or like, you know.
I do as well. I hear that they're coming back, but the thing is, they never went away for me. So I don't know what
Way.
this coming back is.
Yeah, I've been wearing my skinny jeans forever. However, I did just buy a pair of low-rise flares from Lucky, and they're
Because of
incredible.
someone.
No, I actually bought them first. I think he
Okay.
may have been inspired by my style.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Yes.
am a 40-year-old mother of 3, but low rise doesn't mean what it used to mean. Back when we were like really wearing low rise jeans, and so
Oh,
as a
that's good
short
to hear.
waisted person, like this is kind of the only rise that works for me. But I'm super into the flares right now.
Are you talking about like when low rise had like you had to wear it with like a whale tail?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you could see everything.
yeah, it's not like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like almost up to my belly button.
I'm gonna say I'm actually anti flare jeans, but I do have quite a bit of flare jean associated trauma. Not a fan, but I do like a man with a classic line, with like a sleek classic line. So the flare jeans, like they're never gonna be for me. And that's just who I am. Like take it or leave it, Kendrick Lamar. Like, I'm sorry.
Is this
Um,
because, do you mean on men or on yourself personally? Because you're quite
both.
tall. Is
It's
it?
both. So I don't like them on me because of my flare gene associated trauma. And then I don't like them on men because I like all my men to look like Cary Grant circa 1956. So
Oh,
that's just what it is.
very nice.
Laying that down.
Yeah. Should we discuss our heights
Yeah.
briefly?
I was
I feel
about
like
to
that's
say
important.
I was
This is
about to say
important.
my mom had to hem a lot of my jeans growing up because it would fit my butt, but would be like a foot past my ankle. So luckily she was a really good sewer and she would hem off the bottom for me, which was really sweet.
It's
Oh,
because your height is,
Oh yes, 4'11 3/4.
oh my
Get it.
goodness.
yes. And I am 5'4".
And I'll go next. I'm 5'11", which is not the tallest.
And I'll go last because we're going from shortest to tallest. Over 5'11". I am 6'1" tall, according to my driver's license. um, yeah, so let's talk about gene recommendations
Yeah.
for the height afflicted women out there.
A jean that fits everybody perfectly is the jegging.
Available at Walgreens
Yeah.
next to
The
the what?
The
Walkers?
traveling jegging. Guys, should we do like a traveling pants that are
That'd be really
jeggings?
cute.
Because it'll fit all of us.
Yeah,
Oh, it
let's do it.
would.
Let's do it. We'll take pictures. Put it on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, I think we will. I should have bought, they're probably still there. The Walmart jegging.
Go out
Sorry,
tonight.
no, Walgreen jegging. Shout out to you all.
For
Okay.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Jegging, if you like are wearing the jeggings, it means that you'll like publish a really good piece.
I love this idea.
It will
Oh,
go
Yeah.
viral.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you learn something about yourself as well.
And you make the soccer team.
And you make out with the overage soccer coach. Was that Blake Lively's?
Yeah.
saw it.
Well, we can do
Oh,
it
spoiler
now
alert for
because
anyone.
No, it's okay.
Or
we're of
whether
age.
Yeah. We can make out with whoever we want.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Middle-Aged Pants. Middle-aged jeggings.
the jeggings are timeless, so
I'm making a note of this right now because we
Oh,
are
great.
actually doing this.
Oh, okay. I like this.
I kind of want the Walgreens ones.
Okay,
The
well, I
Walgreens
can go
jeggings.
back.
Specifically.
I can go back. How much were they? Like $13?
I think they were
Easy.
$9.99.
Okay,
Oh.
well, I'll Venmo you like
I'll
$3.
Venmo you.
Consider them bought. If somebody bought those from a week ago, I don't know. It's possible.
I feel like they have to be one size fit all. Like, there's no way that they're not one size fits all.
I live in a college town, so like I feel like the kids are not buying Walgreens jeggings, but
Not sure why not.
It's like the moo of
check.
pants.
It was in the boomy section in the pharmacy.
Pharmacy, they're pharmacy jeggings.
Medical grade jeggings.
We'll upload the photo to the show notes. I don't know. That's something I heard people say who do podcasts.
Yes.
Head
I do
of
have
the
that photo.
traveling middle-aged medical grade. It travels with like a
In the store
walker.
right now. Yeah, no, it was next to the walker.
It was crutches.
It was crutches. It was the crutches
Mid-price.
pads.
Yeah, the
That's how the
mid-price
pants
face
travel.
cream.
Travel with the crutches.
Yeah, buy the crutches too when you're there.
While you're at it.
Crutch pads.
Oh,
I feel like on anti-aging, this might be a good segue into our next topic, which I didn't do for this podcast. And I'm like, all I can see is my scowl lines, frownies. So are we all on frownies now? Emily, are you the
Fell off
last
the
holdout
wagon.
on frownies?
I have not. I've been frowny curious, but I haven't like actually ordered them yet. But I've seen a couple ads and you guys have talked about them a lot. And like I am
Okay.
curious about
A
them.
young person though, right?
Yeah, you're Emily, you're younger than us. Start now.
Start now. Okay.
Save
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah,
I am
tape
scared.
cardboard to your house, like to your face, like you're doing an art project. Like you're like a toddler who like got into the glue and the construction paper. Like do that and like you'll look like, I don't know, you'll look exactly the same in 30 years.
Yeah.
I will
But
do
I have to say, I did buy them after you guys talked about them because they sound amazing. But I used them once and I looked so ridiculous. And I haven't used them since because I live with so many people. Maybe that's the thing. And I just like, I couldn't walk around with them on. And I know it's like before bedtime makes the most sense, but I just couldn't do it. And I want to use them because I feel like I need them the most out of all of us.
No,
I didn't use any
I'm really
sunscreen
bad.
until I turned 30. Like, I guess because you've used them and you don't look like you need
so
them.
again.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just can't do it.
I still don't use sunscreen as much as I should. I know, and I live in the sunniest climate of us all. Like I should be using sunscreen daily. I do not.
You have such nice skin though.
Yeah.
How?
It's genetic, a fuck ton of like herbs and vitamins, and a fuck ton of face masks, like an oil, weird oils, and then frownies, I guess.
You
I
drink
do notice
alcohol?
the difference with the
I hear
frownies.
but I should.
I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, I bet that's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So between all those four, 5 factors, I'm like, thank God.
Wow.
Because I am not allowed to, I live in LA. I'm not allowed to look like I'm over 28 years old. Like I can't, like, yeah. But yeah, the frownies, speaking of looking weird, so I got the frownies on the forehead. Those are great. And then I got the ones for crow's feet because you guys can't see it because I'm wearing glasses, but my crow's feet, like those are my portrait of Dorian Gray, like specifically like where my eyes are.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I got the crow's feet one, and then they also come with smile lines, which I didn't ask for, but I'm using them because they're there. And that I am like sleep with like cardboard all over my face, and I can't move anything, and I sleep next to my boyfriend, and I'm sure it's the most unattractive thing anyone has ever had to deal with. Like, just like, and then I'm sure like in the night too, when it's dark, he probably just like rolls over and sees like this like cardboard face. Like I'm in a horror movie, and yeah, it's not good. It's not good for that. It's embarrassing when one person sees me, but that said, like I my face when the cardboard's off, it speaks for itself.
Yeah,
So.
you're so pretty during the day.
Yeah, they really do work. And I mean, it's like right away it works the first time you use it. And I didn't realize you have to like train your face. You have to like keep wearing them. Because those Smile Lines ones do work. I was like, because I got them deep, baby. I guess I just smile too much. I don't know.
Just too happy.
That's why
Just
you're
like,
so
Stop
pretty,
that,
because you
Katie.
smile more.
Mhm.
yeah. So many men told me to smile over the years, and I listened. Um, thanks, men. But I don't. They do work, but those ones, yeah, those are tough to sleep with. I've done it. And I also have the crow's feet ones. I was like really good for like a month, and I was doing it, and I was like, oh yeah. And then I one night didn't do it, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. I mean, I will. They're in my medicine cabinet. I'm gonna do it again. I just don't know when. It's
I
hard
will.
at night. You're so tired.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm
I
tired to
like,
go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sometimes I'm like, I don't even like want to brush my teeth. I do because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not disgusting, but I'm like,
Same
I
though.
can't even
Yeah,
do this like barely like this, and I have to glue shit to my face.
I
Yeah,
know.
so I feel that with the crow's feet. So I was influenced by Gloria Swanson in Sunset Boulevard, who's a psychopath, but
Mhm.
she's wearing the frownies, and she does look great. So, so I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll do this the same beauty routine as this woman who has fucked a monkey. Spoiler.
Oh,
And
I didn't know that.
well, it's subtextually. She's subtextually fucked a monkey.
Okay.
Um, and according to like anecdotally, according to Billy Wilder. But anyway, so I'm doing the monkey fucker beauty routine,
Mhm.
and because of her. For
We
those
pause
who
here so that we can insert the frownies ad that they're probably going to call us and pay us
yeah.
to put in. So pause and we'll
Yeah.
edit that in
We definitely
here.
like your product.
Yeah.
We just get tired. Should we segue
Hey,
into our favorite pieces, our favorite Belladonna pieces of January or
because we're not just like women with like amazing like beauty and fashion tips. We also have brains, and we do satire and edit satire.
wow, we're so strong.
We're hashtags empowered.
Yeah.
Says
Yeah, let's get into our favorite pieces
okay.
of January/February.
One that stuck out to me was anytime people just tear apart health insurance, I'm listening. So because I've learned recently it's insane. A dog. So my favorite I chose was this is the title. Your health insurance company has outsourced their open enrollment decision tool to a magic 8 ball by Meg Reed, Sarah Nicole, and Scarlett Meyer. And I chose this because, like I already said, I love when people tear health insurance a new one, but it's very satirical, and it holds up a mirror to like American healthcare is crazy. It's not something I don't think I knew until recently. It's just it's insane, and they might as well have a magic 8 ball deciding things over there because I don't know. I learned that like hospital bills, they just make that shit up. Like they're like, here, pay this much. And you can like argue with the hospital and be like, no. I wish I knew this. I know it's not the theme of the story, but like um anyway, so I just love that. It was very nostalgic to see a Magic 8 ball too. Love those.
I actually have some financial advice that I'm probably not legally allowed to give. But if I receive a medical bill, I'm definitely not paying that. Or I receive a second bill, I'm not going to pay that either. Maybe the third bill, probably the
Love that.
fourth bill, because it goes down
Oh
sometimes.
my God.
Like when you don't pay it, they're like, well, let's try a different amount.
Because they're making that shit up. They're like,
Yeah.
how much should we charge this person today? $65,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. Okay, that's good
Yeah.
to know.
They're like, first bill, they're like, all right, she's not buying it. Try something else. So
It's
yeah,
all a
It's like
game.
that's my financial advice.
negotiating.
Yeah,
Yeah. Negotiating with silence.
That's
I love that.
that's a power move though, is like to just be like,
Try again in 6 months.
I wish you could like respond with like a look where you just like look like up and down and then like turn away.
Take us like a video
like a
and
mean
send
girl.
that. Yeah.
Like I saw you. Okay. Like I'm over here now. Like because that would make them feel bad on the inside to get that kind of look.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
We
That's
want.
what you
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
My favorite piece was Perfume Ad Mad Libs by Laura Berlinski Shine, whose name I hope I'm saying correctly. But I thought this was great because I think Mad Libs is a great form for something that follows a template, which perfume ads definitely do. I feel like perfume ads are their own little genre of like art or entertainment. So this was really good. And I think Laura did a great job of picking out the specifics of it and placing those Mad Lib like descriptors in exactly the right places. So I just really like this one. And I thought the writing was super vivid and clear, and she makes it really easy to picture. So I thought it was super funny.
When I was reading that one when we were weighing in, I don't know, that was the first time I realized how ridiculous we know that perfume ads are ridiculous, but I guess I was just accepting them as is when I was watching them. But when it was broken down and I was actually reading the script of it, I was like, this is actually crazy. They are just like motorcycling on a beach and like running and saying random French words. Like, I don't know. I loved how they captured that. And
Yeah,
opened my eyes.
right. No, I love a humor piece like that where it's like you read it and you're like, I've always known this, but I didn't realize I knew this.
Stopped me dead in my tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like why like you are like something great to strive for is to say something that's true that nobody else has ever said before in such a creative and fun way. That's really like satire, like in a nutshell.
I think choosing a form always works better than just a sort of like more like open-ended sort of writing, because you have to fit your writing into the form and it keeps you from sort of going astray.
I guess I'll go. So my one of my favorite picks was Severance or Visit Home to Your Parents by Elizabeth Simone. I think it's Simone. I'm so sorry if it's not. Anyways, yeah, so the Severance piece, I really like this because two things that were part of my life in January were Severance and a trip home to my mother. But the specifics in this were so funny. I feel like it's really hard to surprisingly to pull off a good this or that piece. Um, because
Agreed.
each line has to be its own joke. And this one did a great job of making each one sound like a joke. And then yeah, I also love how it does call out how Tramel Tillman does look great in a turtleneck. It's one of the unspoken elements of Severance. Uh, we talk about the 1970s decor, we talk about the innies and the outies. Are we talking about turtlenecks? No, and it does need to be part of the discussion. So
Mhm.
great job
Did
with
you
this
see
piece.
him? Yeah. Did you see him in his cunty white snow outfit
Yeah,
in the recent episode? That was like a
yeah,
look. That was a look.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. I will recommend Palm Royale if you're doing your Apple
I watched it on a plane
fave.
one time. Yeah. I like that.
It's so good. I feel like
Yeah.
that show was made like for exactly me because it's like the 60s, like glamorous 60s, Palm Beach, with like Kristen Wiig, and it's so campy and so fun. And there's one episode where they have like a big like dance sequence where everybody's like whispering secrets while they're dancing. And I'm like, this is for me. This sequence is for nobody else but me. Like, I love this completely. Everybody's like dressed up in their like Coca Cabana outfits, like whispering about jewels. Like,
Love that.
I don't know who else this would be for. It's so me, but it's the best thing. I love it so much. Like it's for me so hard. Like I mean, it just is worth however much they spent to make it, just to make this one girl very happy.
Should we pause here for the Apple TV ad that they're going to pay us for?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna
Pause.
pay us for a commercial for Palm Royale for
Yeah.
sure.
So pause and then continue.
I would say that Kristen Wiig, I know she's probably gotten work done, but she looks so good these days.
Brownies.
She's
Yeah.
probably on the frownies. And that's it. But I think she looks so pretty in that show and like just like at awards or whatever. She's doing great.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Brownies. Yeah.
And she's hysterical.
Yeah,
That too, more
That too.
importantly.
More importantly, you're right.
She's
a
probably
funny.
smiling a lot. That's why she looks so
She
pretty.
really is. Yeah.
It's veteran duck actor can only book those oil spill soap commercials now. By Kelly Huggins, who I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know if I put this in the chat or not, but I don't think I've ever passed on any of Kelly's comics.
Nice.
And this was probably my favorite one that she's done so far because it's just so zany. It's something that I would never think about ever of this out of work Dawn duck actor. That's just the funniest image ever.
Yeah, Kelly's comics are so great. They're so weird in a good way, like just so unexpected. In such a way that's so creative and fun. Like I would love to just like pop into her brain for a day and like see the world through her eyes because she's so weird in the best way.
Yeah, and I think that's my favorite kind of humor piece is one that I read and I'm just like, why did this person think of this? Like, what is going on? Like, how did this crumb of an idea even like pop up in their head? And I feel like we get that a lot from Kelly. And I don't think I've ever passed on one of hers either.
I don't think I have either. I feel like I don't know. I feel like she's like listening to this and like, well, they like passed on.
Totally.
Actually,
We're
liar.
Kelly stands over here if you're listening, Kelly.
Yeah. Come on our podcast.
Please.
We want to
Yes,
pick your brain.
yeah. No, it's so great. And it's one of those things where it's so unexpected, but it's also like, yeah, I can see that because it is kind of like a natural step, like A to C step of like duck in a commercial to like that duck being out of work because there's commercial actors in real life and we do get out of work and it's fun to like heighten that to the absurd point where it's like a literal animal who was in an oil spill. So yeah, it's so great.
And Kelly does, for people who haven't read Kelly's work, she always gives us illustrated pieces that are like, I guess, watercolor, right? Would you say watercolor?
That's probably a good description.
Yeah, they're just like really pretty illustrations,
Yeah.
very unique, very her own look.
Yeah, like when we see a Kelly piece, we know it's Kelly. Hopefully it's pronounced Kelly. Like I'd feel so bad if she's like, it's Kelly. How dare you?
We're just messing up every single name. They all have differently pronounced names.
Different, unique.
Unique. I agree. Like anything, I'm a big fan of weird also. Weird and funny. I mean, what else do we have? Just give us the weird and funny. I think that's great.
I think it's a nice thing to remember too, because sometimes I write stuff that's like weird and I'm like, this is so weird. I'm so embarrassed at how weird this is. And then it's like sometimes I don't even want to submit it because I'm like, this is such a weird fucking thing. Like, what's wrong with my brain that I came up with this? And then, but it's important to remember, it's like, there's here like 4 editors just sitting here being like, I love weird. Like,
Yeah.
people do love weird. So if you write something that's weird, don't be embarrassed. Just like get it out to us because we probably will appreciate it.
Do you ever like as a writer submit something and like get regret and be like, why did I put that out there?
Sometimes I feel a little embarrassed. I'll be like, kind of how Heidi was saying. I'm like, it was weird.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'll find a home somewhere, but like, it's funny that we all think that, but weird is good.
Yeah, like, and I feel like the place where it ends up, like the home it does find, it's like that person like loves it.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know, I've had pieces where I'm like, oh, this is so weird. And then someday it'll land somewhere and then they're like, oh my God, this is so great. This is so weird, like in such a wonderful way. Um, so yeah, like I feel like those pieces are always like beloved by the person who they are for, much like the dance sequence in Palm Royale.
Which
For
was
you.
just for you.
Yeah.
Just for me and
Somewhere
only
your
me.
satire piece is just for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm writing stuff that I'm worried that it might be weird, I always think of Catherine O'Hara showing up on the first day of Schitt's Creek and just talking like that. And like, I don't think she ran that by anybody. That's what she was doing and she didn't worry about it. And I think at first they were like, what is this? But she just did her thing. And
Oh,
so I
I
just
love
try to
that.
remember that. Yeah. She just
That's
did
good
that voice.
advice.
Mm-hmm.
And we're running out of ideas to talk about. So, like, if your thing is weird, then if it hasn't been covered before, I don't know, probably more likely to get run because it's different.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
see a lot of the same topics like over and over again, like how much it sucks to be a millennial or like
Perimenopause.
menopause.
For
Yeah,
menopause.
perimenopause. Yeah.
Why is that blowing
Um,
up all of a sudden? I feel
all of
We're
a
attacked.
really
sudden having
talking
a
about it.
moment. We do get those pieces a lot, and the ones that stand out and feel different from what we get are the pieces that like take an angle, a really unexpected angle, like a weird angle, or yeah, just look at it from a way that's not the same, like, oh, you're gonna sprout hair.
Emily came out with a great piece this past month in January. And wait, I should preface this with that we put out a piece every month called How to Humor. And last month, Emily wrote one about creating a writing routine in 2025. Do you want to take it away, Emily?
Where I liked writing about this topic because I usually struggle writing the how-to humors because writing about writing is very hard, but this was kind of a little different because I read a lot of productivity tips and videos of how to best maximize your time, like writing or doing whatever. I just find it very fascinating. So I was like, I'm gonna just relate that to writing. But I'll open it up. But essentially this is just like a big, not even like an exhaustive list of pretty much all the different tips I've tried to attempt to get into a good routine. Because I truly feel like I've tried almost everything. But I'll just read through a couple of them. And this first one has probably helped me a lot, actually. So it's set aside a date and time and location every Sunday for the week ahead. Um, that helps me because just I don't know, like I can I cannot be left to my own devices to just I don't know, should I like raw dog my days? I kind of have to have a schedule. If you saw the to-do list I do for my daily days, you'd be like, why do you have to, I don't know, like brush your teeth? Like I don't it just helps me to just have like a to-do list that I'm like, oh, I did that and I can cross it off. And I feel like it's a little pat on the back. But I don't know, I pretty much just schedule out when I'm gonna write for the entire week, just so that it will at least try and help me stick to that schedule. And then I'm also a person who is working on a lot of different stuff at a time. Probably shouldn't be. Probably should just focus on one thing at a time, but I just get excited about a lot of stuff. So I usually also, along with like when I'm gonna write and like what time and like where, because another thing is I usually can't write at home because I get distracted, is so I'll say like I'm gonna go to a coffee shop or like a brewery or whatever. And then about like what project I'm gonna work on. And the thing is
Wow.
though, like the only hard thing is, I don't know, like sometimes it's hard to schedule when to write because sometimes you're just not in the mood.
Mhm.
Usually though, and
Mhm.
I would love to hear Kristen's opinion on this.
But no, so I started writing when I think my first kid was a baby. I have three kids and they're 9, 7, and 5 now. But when he was like a baby, and after him, I had another one 2 years later and another one 2 years later. So during that time when I was just like covered in babies was when I started writing. So I couldn't really have a writing routine. But I just like a lot of like, I don't know, I just had like a lot of ideas while I was like running around after them. So I think I'd get an idea in my head, and that was when I'd be like, oh, I should write this. So because I couldn't really schedule that time to write, it was just like when I had an idea, it's like, okay, I'm stuck in the car sitting in the driveway while somebody's taking a nap in a car seat. So I'll just write this real quick. And that's how I really built my entire writing career, was just in like those little moments when I had a second. And now, so now my youngest is in school full time, and I'm actually having a really hard time adjusting to like having writing time. And I've been trying to figure out a way to make a schedule and get myself to write on a more regular basis. And it's been a tough adjustment. I feel like I was better at it when I had to just squeeze it into these little 10-minute windows.
I feel like sometimes those 10-minute windows, like you are the best writing times because you don't have time to not focus. Like you, I don't know, it's just weird. Like I feel like sometimes I've like sat down like a tiny little bit before like an appointment. I'll like go like duck into like a cafe for like 20 minutes. And then I'm like, oh, I'm probably not gonna get any work done, but I should try. And then it's just like all this like great stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It's so weird, like how great those are. Like you feel like you're going to be distracted, but you're not. You're more focused.
Yeah, and I love having a deadline.
Me
So I
too.
get so much more done when I have a deadline. Like just the stress of meeting it, I get stuff done and I don't waste the time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like relate that to it's I'm the same way in life. Like if I'm busy, I do more things. So like if I used to I think we've talked about this. I used to be a teacher and I used to get summers off. So I would be like a piece of crap in the summer because there's no, there's no schedule. And I mean I do like household chores and like projects, but like this was before I wrote anything anyway. So I was just like doing crafts. I don't even know. But was really into crafts back in the day. But yeah, I feel like if you're busier as how I operate, if I'm busier, then I do more things. So like, so I will say I'll write on the weekend, but I just want to like sit there for a while, do nothing. It's hard, yeah. So I'll like write, during the week more often, probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have a routine though either.
Yeah, I'm a bad writer.
I just like
Poorly behaved writer.
do it. Yeah, I do it whenever the inspiration strikes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a routine and I think it's been very effective. Uh, and then I get like pissy if I can't do my routine. Like the past 2 days, I didn't do any writing. And like today was like, today's going to be a writing day. Like I have to like email a bunch of people and I'm like, fuck those people. Today's writing day. I didn't get my writing yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
I do because I noticed that I feel like I'm more creative in the mornings because in the afternoon, like I
Yeah.
get like low blood sugar and I'm like tired. Um, or I have a medical condition I need to take care of that I don't know about. If you're a doctor, like let us know.
Doctors
Drop your
listening to the
thoughts in the
pod,
comments.
drop your medical professional comments in the
Yeah,
Drop
comments.
your diagnosis.
is it normal to get tired in the afternoon? Because I think it is, but I
I
also
think
think
it
it's
is.
but I also think it's like not good. But
Yeah.
doctors, let us know. We're all
Yeah.
writers here.
Sound off in the comments, doctors.
Yeah. But don't send us
Don't
a
forget to
bill
like
because
and
I'm not going to
subscribe.
pay it.
Don't send us a bill and don't tell us to smile more.
Until the fourth bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll think about paying
Anyways,
it.
but I feel like I'm more functional in the morning. So the morning is my writing time. And I feel like it's good. Like I get a lot done. Like I force myself to write and I have like no other options but to sit there with my laptop.
Yeah, I'm just glad you came out with this because I just like didn't consider any of this stuff before. And I'm like, maybe I'm doing I'm not like I'm doing it wrong, but like, it's just very different stuff that I didn't consider and stuff that's food for thought, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, whatever works for anybody. It's just like things I've tried.
Yeah, because there is no like right or wrong with like writing process. It is like what works for like what gets you to put words on paper. Like, I think that's the right or wrong. Like, if it contributes to you putting words on paper, then that's right. And then if you're like fucking off and watching Big Bang Theory, that's like clearly wrong.
Very wrong on many levels.
So yeah, and it is, I do think it is like a little bit of like experimentation. Like, you do kind of have to like figure, like tinker with your schedule and stuff. And sometimes it does change. Like, I did used to be an afternoon writing person, and now I am a morning writing person.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's
Just-
just whatever, however gets you to write things
Yeah.
down is the key. Because like I always say that all my friends, I have so many funny friends, and they're all funnier than I am, but I'm the one who's a humor writer because I'm the only one who writes it down. And like that's the only difference. And like that's the key to success is just you have to write it down.
Yeah, you have to put like the blood, the sweat, and the tears into it, and there will be tears. But at the end of that, like, you'll have a humor piece, and you'll be able to be like, yeah, I am a writer.
Yeah, so thank you for putting that. And maybe we'll expect part 2 coming up. Maybe TBD ...
Maybe. I don't know yet. Maybe.
We
Like,
don't-
it might be
we don't know the
written,
future.
but it might not be.
Stay tuned to the Belladonna website. Check it every day. See for
Every day.
part 2 drop.
Checking the belladonnacomedy.com every day. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It is
You're us.
crazy
You're
every
checking
day.
it every day because you're us.
You're us. You're one of us.
I think we do have to make sure we get those jeggings.
Yeah.
For the next
I
one.
actually will go purchase. Fingers crossed that they are still there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to our first ever podcast. I had fun. Did you all have fun?
I have fun.
I had fun.
I had fun.
I
I
hate
hope
to
everybody
say
had
this.
fun listening.
Yeah, I hope listeners had fun. We plan on doing this every month, and we'll have special guests. We love to talk about comedy writing together.
That was so good, Katie.
No, I wrote this down. I'm really bad at improv.